Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hypovolemia with Arturio Emerys. So since the last time I've recorded a video, it's been a couple of days and I've done quite a bit in the world. I tried really hard not to do anything that was stuff that I wanted to focus on and wanted to kind of show how things worked. But you really can't progress in the pack without doing certain things. So some of them I'm just going to have to just kind of talk about and show you how they go together rather than showing the steps of how everything gets built. Hypovolemia really centers around having a blood altar, and eventually I guess you need more than one. And right now I've got a tier 3. It's got a capacity of 2,600 life points, and it's got 20 of these runes of dislocation, which increase the speed of putting blood in the altar. And let me see what's in my life network at the moment. It's 47,000 roughly. Okay, that's not bad. So I'll show you how I've been getting blood. Excuse me. Okay. Basically, I've just been kind of swimming out here and using these portable tanks set to bucket mode. You put them on your hotbar and put them in your hand and hit Shift M to change mode from bucket mode to turn it on and off. So I'm just gathering blood like this. And once I finally built the induction furnace and the metal caster, I was able to empty out the quest rewards I got that had molten iron in portable tanks. And that gave me more portable tanks that I could use for getting blood. 14. Let me just fill these up real quick. So each one of these will hold 14 buckets of blood from this blood ocean. And that's not bad, but this is somewhat tedious to do. I'm getting a little tired of doing this, and I'd really like to, yeah, that one's full, to get a pump going. If I remember correctly, to get a pump, I think you have to have osmium, and I've only recently gotten the osmium seeds, so that will be a little bit of time before I'm to that point yet. Okay, so now that I have all these, you gotta switch bucket mode off, otherwise you're just gonna spill blood all over your altar. Stack all of these up. And then you take your handy dandy configurator and you shift right click each one, and you can see it starts dumping blood into the altar fairly quickly. Like, you can see that kind of draining these. And I'll take my magician's blood orb, put it there, and it'll start filling my life network again. And the reason I do that is because the Sigil of the Green Grove, this is awesome. You need to make one of these as soon as possible, and you need to have a halfway decent altar, and make sure that your life network is full, because it is the trick and the secret to advancing all of your seeds to their highest potential. These two big plots of land here, these are all seeds that I've fully enhanced to 10-10-10 status. And probably one of the very first things you want to do is the earth, air, water, and fire. Those are very important to enhance and a food source. I chose wheat. I really didn't have a choice. I don't have any access to anything else yet. You'll need coal, the Minicio seeds. You'll need this essence for making other seeds, and the nature essence allows you to not have to have a tree farm anymore. You use nature essence to make wood of various kinds. But to enhance one of these, you take your sigil of the Green Grove and you shift right click, and it acts like bone meal, and it works on pretty much anything. I haven't run across anything it doesn't work on yet. Now come over to your seed analyzer, and the old seeds, just throw them away. And I've got this set up with hoppers and chests so that I can do a whole bunch of these at once. And then your new ones will be your improved seeds. Hopefully improved. You're not guaranteed improvement every time. All right. Oops. And you put a set of crops down. Plant your seeds. And use the sigil of the Green Grove to enhance them to mature, or to grow them to mature, and then do that. Now these will spread diagonally here, and oh, look at that. We'll get to see the original ones were a 3-2-3 and a 2-3-2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones, I'm going to toss those in my lava to get rid of them, and put these there, and 4-4-4, and 3-4-4. That's pretty good. You don't always get improvements every time. Sometimes you get multiple improvements like that, and it can take quite a while to enhance your seeds to the 10-10-10 status. It's a lot of kind of messing around with them, and you know, that's part of the reason why I've been playing this for days, and I've spent a lot of time just improving seeds. So let's look at the quest book real quick, see where we are. In the introductory quest line, most of these are not really too hard. I kind of showed you everything that's sort of difficult up till now. The blood dynamo, let's talk about that real quick. The way you make this is the blood altar. Blood altar is very easy. It's bones and a skull. The blocks of redstone, you have to make a bucket of lava and some sand, and that's how you make your blocks of redstone. A little bit tedious to do that, but it's doable, so you can do that relatively early game. When you do that, you'll get a second blood dynamo, and you'll also get some universal cable as quest rewards, and you'll need those because this doesn't work without it. Okay, so after that you have to make an iron gear, which is not too hard to make. You start with a stone gear, which is just one stick and some cobble around it, and then iron around that. And an alternate way to do it is you can do it in a metal caster. And this metal caster, this is a little tricky. So the induction furnace, you put your the metal that you want to melt down in here, and you have to these have to be turned on, has to have power. This seems to be the only way you can configure this. I haven't found another way to tip these on their side or anything like that. Power seems to have to come out of the top. And do I have okay, Let me go grab some of these things out of my hidey hole. Yeah, let me show how some of this stuff is made, because that's really the crux of this. Like, you make a mold. This is refractory clay. I'll show you how to make that in a minute. So you make a blank soft mold, and then you make a wooden whatever it is that you want to make a mold of. And by combining them, you will get a soft hoe mold. And you do this with swords, with axes, with pickaxes, with shovels. I don't need another one, so I'm not going to make one right now. If you want to make armor, you have to take logs and you have to make armor out of logs, and then you combine those with the soft mold to get the various armor piece molds. I believe you get the helmet as a quest reward, so you don't have to make a helmet. But then you take the soft molds, you put it in the furnace after you've impressed what you want to make, and you'll get the hard molds out of them. So that's really the only reason I saved all this stuff, was just to kind of demonstrate that. These refractory liquid containers are how you will move stuff from the induction furnace over to the metal caster. Yeah, it's dark. Let me sleep real quick. Okay, I've got some gold in here, so I'll put the gold out. Why is that not going in? Is it because there's no power? Let me go grab some blood real quick, and I'll need buckets. I need to get pumps set up for all of this stuff. That makes your life much, much easier. I've done that in my solo world. I have not done that in this world yet. I don't know when I'll get around to that. There we go. And I really should have made my altar a little higher off the ground, because I need to put more layers underneath it, and until I have a pump underneath it pumping blood into the altar, I'm just kind of manually draining underneath it. I had a little creeper explosion there, but all of this was just done how I just demonstrated, just pulling stuff out of the ocean just like that. Okay, now I need my buckets. You will need an awful lot of crop sticks to advance your seeds. It's ridiculous how many. And there's some sort of little bug where they are initially invisible, so just kind of bear with that. You just get some blood in each one of these dynamos. Now the bad thing is, I believe the metal caster, I think, one of the two of them draws trickle power, which means that even when you're not doing anything with it, it draws power. So it'll drain your system. Okay, there's ignore redstone, yeah. Yeah, I've kind of run into this problem before. Alright, let's see if that fixed it. Okay. Yeah, some of the stuff is a little bit buggy. There's a tiny bit of gold there. Ah, okay, I see what the problem is there's a tiny bit of iron left. It's not enough to do anything. No, I don't want. Okay, so this is, I'm trying to show you how to make the gear cast. You make the iron gear and you put it right there, and I'm going to take it out of there because I don't need another gear cast. But that's how you do it. Is there's 1,000 millibuckets of gold in there. Apparently each one of these holds 1,000 millibuckets, which is 1 bucket of liquid gold. And you put your iron gear there. And again, I'm going to take it out because I don't want to waste one. And that's how you make your gear cast. I had a little trouble figuring that out. So iron gear, and then that leads into the induction crucible and the metal caster. They're not terribly hard to make. You have to make some redstone for these. Copper, gold, no problem. Easy to do. Furnace. The refractory brick is just sand around clay, and the way you make clay is the easiest way is there we go, is earth and water essence. And that's part of the reason why I said you need to get those essences going as soon as possible, because there's just tremendous amounts of things that you make with these essences. Like you can make dirt with earth essence on its own. You can make earth shards. Let's look down here. I don't know what these are. I'm not to this point yet, whatever these are for. Clay, cobblestone, sand, and gravel. So that's pretty useful. And when you first make the seeds, 1-1-1 seeds aren't very productive. They grow slow and they don't produce a lot. But 10-10-10, each one of these you harvest, you'll get 4 of each essence. So I think that'll do it for today. I'm trying to keep the episodes a little shorter. Talked about the crops and how I improved the seeds. This here, the blood altar, how I'm getting blood, my long-term plans. Yeah, I think that's everything for today. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on YouTube. I try to answer all of the comments. I may miss one or two here or there, but for the most part, if you have a question, I try to answer them. If you're just kind of complimenting me, usually I say, hey, thanks. But other than that, thank you for watching. This is Arturio Emerys signing out.